Okay, let's talk about artificial intelligence. You hear that term thrown around all the time, right? And it usually conjures up images of robots and super futuristic stuff. But what if I told you that AI is already here and it's working behind the scenes in your life, right now? Well, today we're going to find out exactly where it's hiding.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Have you used AI today? Just think about it for a second. Your phone, your commute, maybe even the music you listened to this morning. You might be surprised by the answer.
In fact, get this, according to IoT for All, you've probably used it in just the last few minutes. It's become this kind of invisible engine, woven so perfectly into our technology that we don't even see it happening. But okay, before we can go spotting AI out in the wild, we have to know what we're looking for. What is AI, really? It's more than just a buzzword, so let's break it down.
So, the Oxford Dictionary says it's about making computers do things that usually need human intelligence. Stuff like learning, solving problems, or understanding what someone's saying. Basically, it's the whole idea of making machines smart.
And that brings up the big question, right? If the goal is smart machines, how in the world do you actually make them smart? How do they learn to do all this stuff without a person programming every single little step? Well, for a lot of the AI we use, the answer is machine learning, or ML for short. Think of it as a key part of AI. Instead of giving the machine a bunch of hard-coded rules, we feed it a ton of data and let it figure out the patterns for itself. It literally learns from experience. So here's the easiest way to picture it. AI is the big idea, the whole umbrella concept of creating intelligent machines. And machine learning, that's one of the most important tools under that umbrella. It's the engine that's actually powering so much of the AI that we see every day. All right, enough theory. Let's get into the real world and look at some examples, starting with something pretty much all of us do, getting around. So, if you've ever used a map app on your phone to get directions, congratulations, you've used AI. That little app is way more than just a digital map. The brain behind it is an AI that's constantly crunching data to get you where you need to go. And this is what's so cool about it. It's not just showing you a road. It's looking at live traffic from thousands of other people to see a traffic jam forming before you get stuck in it. It suggests a better route. It's even learned the shapes of buildings to give you a more accurate picture of your surroundings. And it's using all that data to predict pretty accurately when you're actually going to get there. It's amazing. Okay, so AI helps us navigate the physical world, but it's also become this go-to assistant for getting things done, both at work and at home. I mean, think about it. Anytime you say, "Hey Siri," or ask Alexa to play a song, you are literally having a conversation with an AI. These voice assistants are maybe one of the most obvious examples of AI in our daily lives. And here's a peek at how that magic trick works. First, it just listens. But then it does something incredible. It uses a field of AI called natural language processing to figure out what you mean, not just the words you said. It understands your intent. Then it zips off to find the right info on the web, in your contacts, and finally it does the thing you asked it to do. But these AI assistants aren't always so obvious. You know when you're typing an email and that little red squiggly line pops up under a word? Yep, that's AI too. It's like having a tiny little editor looking over your shoulder. How does it know you made a typo? Well, these systems have been trained on just enormous amounts of text. Books, articles, pretty much the whole internet. It's learned the patterns of language, so when something you type doesn't fit the pattern, it flags it for you. Okay, so AI is helping us get around, it's helping us work, but it's also playing a huge role in how we kick back and relax. You had this happen, right? You finish a show on Netflix and the next suggestion is like perfect. Or you're browsing Amazon and it shows you something you didn't even know you wanted. It feels a little psychic, but it's not. It's AI. And here's the secret. It's a pretty simple cycle. First, it just watches what you do, what movies you watch, what products you buy. Then the AI looks for patterns. It compares your behavior to millions of other people and finds connections. Like, hey, people who liked this action movie also really liked that one. Over time, it builds a profile of your tastes and starts predicting what you'll love next. So, if there's one big takeaway here, it's this. AI isn't one single giant brain somewhere. It's really more like a team of specialized little helpers. You've got one that's an expert in navigation, another that's an expert in language, another in movie tastes, all of them working in the background of the apps we use every day. And as these tools get smarter and become even more a part of our daily fabric,
it naturally makes you wonder, what's next? Where is all of this heading?
Well, one thing's for sure, it's not slowing down. Businesses are projected to be spending about $110 billion a year on AI by 2024. That's a massive investment. This isn't just a gadget or a trend anymore. It's a core part of our economy.
And that scale forces us to ask some really deep questions. I love this quote from Michael Sandel at Harvard. As these machines get better and better, what's left for us? What's the role of human judgment and wisdom? That's really the big question we'll all have to answer as we move forward into this new world. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.